Let me see. Let me make sure that I am coming through the other platforms here. Welcome, welcome. Where is it? Where is it? I am answering some internet questions. Let me see. Where is it? Where? It is coming through. Welcome to my live on Sunday evening. I would have gone to live earlier if it hadn't been for Super Bowl. Congratulations, KC. Hopefully that was your team. And if your team was the 49ers, I'm very sorry. I'm not a big Super Bowl or NFL fan. I just want a really good game because I want a great game to eat my great food with the Super Bowl Sunday. So I got what I needed. And I cooked some really nice food. I made some really nice food. But in any case, congratulations to KC. It was such a great game, though, especially towards the end. So, guys, let's answer some. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to answer some questions from the internet today. Make sure you say hello on the bottom. I'm streaming live right now to 4 different platforms. Say hello in the bottom. And by the way, as I'm going through the motions, if you have any questions, make sure you post it in the bottom. All right. So let me share my screen because we're going to have so much fun. Let's see. You guys are going to love this live as well because we're going to talk about where is it? Where is it? I always lose this presentation that I want to share with you. I think I might have found it. Let's see if I found it. What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Gosh, this is what happens when you have so much things open, right? So many things open in your screen. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see this. I'm just having fun. That's all that I'm doing. Let's see. I found it, you guys. I found it. All right. Are you ready? We are going to answer some questions. Let's see. Present. All right. Answering some questions from the internet. This specific question has actually gone um, on or showed up this past week or so twice already. Twice. So I felt like, you know what? Instead of answering it in text, I'm just going to answer and go live. So here we go. My name is Kareen. If you're new to my live, I'm a financial educator advocating for women's financial independence. You know, it's 2024, and if you're financially independent, you're strong. And one of the comments on my YouTube said, "Good luck being single." You're either single or you're not financially independent, according to the guys out there. Some of the guys, not all of the guys. If you're not financially independent, some of the guys out there will call you a gold digger. So it's like we can't win, right? We just can't win in this world. So just do you, boo. Just keep going. Okay. This question says, for those of you with airline credit cards, which have you found to be worth it? I'm considering Alaska, which is the Alaska Bank of America Visa, and possibly others, but would love to hear people's experiences, good and bad. Thanks. Smile emoji. All right. All right. We always like to post things on the internet, right? Especially on Facebook. This is from Facebook to find some of the answers, but I'm here to give you the real. Second question. I have an international trip. It's coming this year, and I wonder what kind of credit card I think this might be supposed to be, will you recommend for best deals? quote best deals. Like that's a very broad topic, right? I always say it depends, and people don't like that answer. But as a financial educator, it is our practice to actually really ask the person asking, what are you looking for? I mean, there's data points. So let's dive deep into the different data points out there. Data point number one: what's your airport code or city and state, right? Obviously, this is in this area. So I'm guessing it's PDX, Portland International Airport, because they're talking about Alaska, Bank of America, Alaska, Visa. Okay. Number two, why do you want airline credit cards? Is it because it's cool? Is it because it's what you're hearing everybody's using? Number three, is it for your business? Is it for your personal? Or do you have both? Because the game changes. Here's the deal: the game changes when you have both, when you're only talking about personal or when you're only talking about business. The answer changes based on these data points. That's why I always say it depends. But it's not the answer that most people like to hear because it sounds broad, because the question is broad and the question generates so much answers, which is a broad topic. That's why I'm like, I'm going to decide to go live about this topic because it's so broad that I have to write a book to under somebody's comment in order to like complete my thought. So why do you want airline credit cards, right? Like some people think that because they're flying, they need airline credit cards. Or do you want to optimize those points? Then the answer, if that's the answer, like you just want to optimize so you can get the most out of it, then airline credit cards are not the best. Or it might be better to have both an airline credit card or another credit card coupled together. The answer for people is not the same as what the other people are using, right? Your answer of what's best for you is not going to be what's best for me. What's best for someone else will not be best for you and me. This is kind of the issue when you ask for advice on social media, because unless you've sat down with someone and you've really compared your lifestyle and they recommend something for you, then if your lifestyle is similar, then go for it, right? But if you've not sat down with someone and you're just like coming from your perspective because the credit card you're recommending is good for you. But what if it's not good for the other person you're recommending it to? So, as a financial educator, we have to be careful. It's just the way that we have to work or we get to work. Number four, what are your monthly spend, right? How much do you spend money monthly? This is like a typo. How much do you spend every month and on what? Because if you're talking about business, there's also a big gamut of things you spend money on. So if you're talking about business, maybe you have a cleaning company and maybe you go to the grocery store to buy your cleaning supplies or wherever you go. There's a credit card for that. The fact that you go to the grocery store to buy your cleaning supplies is going to make me recommend you a different credit card than Alaska credit card, right? Or if you have personal and you, I don't know, when we sit down and you say you spend $1,000 a month on groceries or more or less, depending on your, again, lifestyle, that's going to be a different recommendation. Now, if you just want to be lazy about it, though, and you don't want to be, maybe some of these ideas are overwhelming and you just want to be lazy about it and just have one card, you're not going to be able to travel on an optimized level. You can't depend on your card to buy your tickets or to buy your travel if you're going to just be lazy about it and just use one card for everything. because it isn't one size or one card fit all. It depends. The perfect answer is it depends. If you have a business that spend money on Facebook ads or marketing, that's going to be a different credit card because there's more points when you use the right credit card for the right spend. You have to match them. And for those of you that think you want airline miles credit card and you don't travel much, airline miles credit card is actually not a good option for you. If you travel once a year, airline miles credit card is not a good option for you. And I'll kind of give you some background on that when I flip to the next page. The other thing, the other data point you have to ask is where are you planning on going? Because if you get an Alaska Air Miles credit card, they might not fly where you're going. Now you got to exchange it to what they call an airline alliance, which Alaska is a one world member, one world alliance. Now you got to do an exchange or figure out a way how to use it for other airlines. It's actually pretty easy to figure out. But again, it's the whole thought process and planning process. You have to really sit down with yourself. Then you have when do you plan on doing it? Because if your travel is next month, you're not going to accumulate enough points to cover for it. You also will not find rewards tickets. Usually rewards tickets, you're lucky if 6 months of planning, you'll get one. Usually the best way is to plan 9 months ahead. If you're going to want to fly for free and fly on rewards tickets. So again, there's a ton of planning involved. Let me show you the other question. I have an international trip coming this year and I wonder what kind of credit card will you recommend for best deals, right? These are the data points. The last data point, which is one of the most important data point, is what's your FICO 8 credit score. Credit Karma don't give you good karma. It is not FICO 8. It's Vantage 3.0. In fact, if you go there right now and log in, right smack dab in the middle, you will see Vantage 3.0. It's not the same. It's not the same thing the banks or the financial institutions look at. It's skewed. It's off. It's not accurate. If you want accuracy, you have to have either annualcreditreport.com, which is only once a year you can access for free. It's a government-backed website. It's right down there on my YouTube channel. If you are on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel. The resources are below. If you want to get a credit monitoring, it's also resource are below. Because if your FICO 8 is lower than preferable, you may not even qualify for the credit card. So you got to know, you got to own your power. You got to own your knowledge. And I'm so passionate about this. That's why I always say it depends, because it's not just a black and white question and answer. It is way more than that. Most of the answers that was recommended was Costco. There was 2 answers that was mostly recommended, and these are the lazy answers. I'm sorry, people. This is the lazy answer. Okay. Sorry to hurt your feelings. If it works for you, more power to you. But let me tell you why it's horrible advice. Okay. If you look at it's great because they don't have an annual fee, but these are what we call in the credit card world a co-branded credit card, meaning 2 giants coming together with deep marketing pockets, collaborating to make you purchase the credit card they're collaborating on, aka co-branded credit card. This is a collaboration between Citi and Costco, 2 giants locking arms together to pull their audience so that their audience can worship them. That's it. Here's why it's a horrible thing for people who wants to travel. Because remember, the question was travel. The question was a credit card about travel. Here's why. You get 4% back. This is like straight off their website. 4% back for gas and EV charging. 3% back on restaurants. Like you got to play this 3 4 3 2 1 game. 2% on all purchases and 1% on all other. Remember I said if you have a business, like that's a different spend. Office supplies, cleaning supplies, marketing. None of that falls under any of this. Your only all on all other purchases is 1%. 1% is great, but if you want to travel, you can get up to 7 times the value of your points if you know how to do this. That's why I say this is such a horrible advice. Second horrible advice, Alaska, Bank of America, Visa. Now, if you're advising somebody lazy and they just want simple, easy to use, don't have to track, don't have to think about it, then go for these. But if you want to maximize and optimize your travel opportunity so you can travel for free and accumulate as many credit card points as possible, notice I said credit card points. I didn't say airline points. This is another collaboration between Bank of America and Alaska, another two giants. So they can pool their resources, their audience to convince you to buy their card. Alaska is notable for their companion fare. And usually this is always the excuse that I get. Oh, I have companion fare. You can get that anywhere else and then some. It's just not called companion fare. This is just a warm and fuzzy way of calling it. Remember, guys, marketing, two giants pulling the resources together to market to you. $95 annual fee. I can find you a better card for $95 annual fee. If you really want to pay annual fee, there's a better card out there. Priority boarding, 2 miles for every dollars, blah, blah, blah. But this 2 miles for every dollars, guess where you can spend it? You can only spend it on if you fly Alaska or the One World Alliance if you know how to do all the transfers, right? With credit card points, not Alaska and Visa or Bank of America collaboration, but just the freedom of earning credit card points, you can get up to 7 times the value of your points. And sometimes they have a bonus month where you can actually transfer your points, and when it hit to the other side, it can earn 30 to 50%, which means it multiplies your points. It's mind-blowing. You can't transfer this to a One World Alliance and think it's going to multiply for you. It might even shrink for you when you transfer it to another alliance. You have to own your knowledge. Here's the other kicker that it looks so good on their website, right? You've got $100 annual Alaska Lounge membership, which is, by the way, $500. So they give you $100 off, maybe even $550 now. I don't know. 3 miles for every dollar spent. Again, 3 miles for what? Only for Alaska. What if you're going to a place where Alaska do not fly or One World Alliance is difficult to transfer, right? It will cause drama. Now, sometimes you just can't have one card to answer all of your travel optimization issue. You have to have multiples in order to optimize your points. Like we have a card for grocery store. We have a card for gas. There's many different categories. I should have included the categories in there, but I didn't. It's not on my slides. But there's many different categories. And then 20% back if you bought in flight. Again, only Alaska. You don't have a lot of freedom. Again, these are the data points you need to remember. If you want solution, you guys, There's a lot of training in my YouTube channel at Kareen Mills for more training. I mean, I have so much trainings in there. It's accumulated. There's this live training, and then there's a video training. There's so much trainings. By the way, Raw. Join Raw because Money Monday, I'm going to go live inside Raw, Rich Anonymous Women. And I'm going to dive deep more on the other side of this training. I'm going to go to the other side and talk about the credit cards that I use. What are they for? What's the purpose of each of them? What do I use them? Like some credit cards, I get to ride Uber for free. Some credit cards, I get to fly for free. Some credit cards, I get to stay in hotels for free. There's a card for that. Remember when they used to say there's an app for that? There's a card for that. I'm going to share some of these tricks of the trade, tools, resources, dive deep into it inside Rich Anonymous Women. And I'm going to link it up over here because right now we still have it open for founding members for Rich Anonymous Women. We get raw about money where financial independence meet girl power. I'm Kareen Mills and I'm signing off. Thank you so much. Again, if you have any questions down there, let me know. Have a great day, everybody.